My name is Ian Boswell. I was born February 7th, 1991 in Bend, Oregon, and since the age of 7 years old when I first learned how to ride a bike, my life has been defined by two wheels. I'm sitting here now in my house in Vermont in mid-December 2019 and entering a new phase of my life and a transition into something completely different for me. It's been a roller coaster over a year a bit. Personally, I had a crash in March that I hit my head and has changed the course of my life and has changed the course of my career. And more than anything, has made me really reflect on what I am as an athlete, who I am as a person, who I am as a partner to my wife now, Gretchen, and where my future in this world lies. My wife's from Vermont, so moving to Vermont was something that I never had specifically thought about moving here by myself. Owning property is something I've always wanted, and owning our barns may be bigger than I had anticipated having, but yeah, just having like the freedom of being in a rural setting is something that's really desirable, and the sense of community and really just the like-mindedness of people in this area is something that I relate to and something that made it easy to move here, and once we did move here, it was easy to fit in.
Lay on down and I hit the lights, close my eyes on a quiet night. I know that sound, and smell of daunting rain. She moves my with her fan. She is the storm.
It's funny, the first night that I spent with Ian, we spent a lot of time talking, and we talked a lot about like silly little dreams. And one of the first, I guess they're not silly because we're here, but one of the things we talked about was having a bed and breakfast, like buying a van or RV or something and traveling around, which hasn't happened at some point, but we've done a lot of other traveling. And so I suppose this place came along and it felt like something we had talked about from the very beginning of our relationship.
You know, following this crash, to realize that, you know, the world is, you know, it's incredibly beautiful, and to sometimes slow down is very important. We have a pork loin with potato and Gretchen's roux barbecue sauce. That'll be tasty. And then just some steamed broccoli. You gotta get your vegetables, and I love vegetables. Gretchen and I have been talking about making this for a while. I wasn't part of it today because I was occupied, but she made her first tiramisu. Delicious. Bro. I love cooking. That's one thing I miss in Europe.
What would you say is your reason for retiring?
There's no question my reason for retiring would be my crash that I had in March.
Peloton today. Ian Boswell, a team contusion, probably the worst off, and he'll be kept in overnight and
Following my crash, I had a very turbulent few months, partly because of the crash and just how that affected my brain chemistry, but maybe more so due to the fact that I wasn't able to do what I love most in this world, and that's ride my bike.
I think I've certainly accelerated his retirement, like the process of him getting to retirement. Sometimes makes me feel a little bit guilty, and at times also makes me feel really proud.
I was motivated to join the World Tour because it was my dream. I mean, I wanted to race the Tour de France from the age of, I don't know, 10 when I first watched the Tour on TV. That was where I wanted to be, and that's what I wanted to do. That was like my overarching goal from a very young age, and of course there are steps along the way to reach that level. But in my mind I was like, I had to race the Tour, and yeah, I did it one time, finished, and that was, yeah, really a childhood dream come true. I feel like the step I've made to walk away from pro cycling is like the first step towards the rest of my life. It's been really interesting to see how being an individual athlete is different than a team, because you can speak to brands that you want to work with. You know, I've had a good relationship with Wahoo Fitness since I joined Team Sky in 2013. And Wahoo came to me with this idea of a gravel project for 2020. And I think gravel cycling and these events, it's still being discovered, and what's possible is still unknown. I think a lot of riders are transitioning into this new scene because it's more fun. It's exploded in the last 2 years, and I think next year is going to be, the level of competition is going to be higher than it's been, and I think it'll continue to grow over the next 5 or 10 years, because like I said, the fact that anyone can participate, and you see more professionals who even are racing the World Tour still participating in other gravel events. The Tour de France is always going to be there, Paris-Roubaix is always going to be there. I don't think, and I'm walking away from road cycling with a very good relationship with it. I think a lot of pro cyclists walk away somewhat cynical towards the sport, and I love my time there. I still love cycling. I'm still very much a fan of the sport. But there's a new culture of this gravel racing that anyone can participate, and that's, for me, that's really, really inspiring.